Here's more AM Natchitoches on 1450 KNOC.
Welcome back to the show. This is Joe in with Caroline Abreau with Doves. Now this next little thing that you've handed me, I'm trying to think if I know these answers. It's facts about domestic violence.
It comes from the Louisiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence.
And on one side is a list of 10 true or false questions. On the other side is the answers. Number 1, it's not against the law to slap your own spouse. I'm going to say that's false.
That's right, it is false.
Number 2, battering means beating someone to the point of bleeding or broken bones. False.
Yes, that's also false. So battering is the same in the legal terms as assault.
Mm-hmm.
So it can include anything from minor to major.
Number 3, alcohol and drug abuse cause domestic violence. False. They can escalate the situation, but I don't think that they would be the necessary the cause. And it's true. It's false.
Well, it's false, yes.
Many people who are violent toward family members never drink or use drugs. Number 4, domestic violence may be passed from one generation to another. I think you and I were just discussing that during the break a little bit. That's true.
Yes, it is.
Number 5, men being injured by women is just as big a problem as women being injured by men.
I give that, it's a conditional false.
Yeah.
The problem generally is perpetrated by, usually a male on female type crime.
Mm-hmm.
However, as we know, it can also be in gay and lesbian relationships. It can be female on male crime. Child abuse can be perpetrated by either parent. So these sorts of things we have to be aware of. It's not simply a male on female crime, although that's the primary things that we see.
Number 6, most victims of domestic violence are not seriously injured. False. Battering causes more injury to women than auto accidents, street mugging, and rape combined. More than 1/3 of women seen in emergency rooms have been recently battered. That's another statistic I did not know about. Number 7, if a battered woman would leave her abuser, she'd be safe. I'm going to guess false. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't have the shelters.
Well, we also had that when you were talking about the purple pad, that statistic that's on there about the most dangerous time for a person who's leaving an abusive situation is either when they're planning to leave the situation or during that period of time when they're actually leaving the situation, because the person who is trying to control them is going to feel out of control, and so you don't really know what kind of behavior that's going to bring out.
Number 8, the police can't do much about domestic violence. False. I don't think they can do. Yeah. Louisiana law permits immediate arrest if probable cause exists in domestic violence calls.
And of course, there's also, in certain situations, depending on what's going on, we'll encourage people to get temporary restraining orders or protective orders, which will again enhance the police's ability to support them in that.
Number 9, arresting batterers and putting them in jail will end domestic violence. I'm going to guess false.
I'd say false, although, it's kind of one of those things that they always talk about with, putting someone away does eliminate the immediate crime, but it doesn't stop the thing from perpetuating. And, of course, as soon as they would be able to get out, they'd probably either go back and attempt to get back with the same partner or find another partner and perpetuate the cycle again.
And number 10, violence in someone else's family is not my business.
We like to believe that domestic violence is everybody's business, and that's one of the reasons why we try to encourage people in general to talk about these things. It's considered to be a family problem, a private problem, something that is kept behind closed doors. And we feel like that if we do open up that door and we start talking about this, that it'll increase the safety of everyone.
And let's see, it also gives the Louisiana Domestic Violence Hotline number 1-888-411-1333. That's a 24-hour hotline, but they can also call you guys.
Basically what the 24-hour hotline does, and we've put out those yellow cards are on all of our awareness tables around town, as well as business card size cards that have that LCADV 24-hour number, they rotate. So if you call the number and you ask for a specific area, or it goes by where you're calling from, it'll rotate your call to the closest domestic violence shelter in the area, so that you can speak to someone there. And also our local number is 318-352-9394, and we are on that line 24/7. So we have someone there always that can speak to people if they need information or help.
Now, being a nonprofit organization, you guys just had one big fundraiser. I think that's your big fundraiser of the year, the Couchon de Lait. If somebody wants to offer assistance to Doves, how can they do so?
Well, we're always happy when somebody wants to do a little small fundraiser for us, and we've had college students do that often. Sometimes the sororities or fraternities will do that. We have coming up in November, the ROTC at the college is going to be doing a 5K run and a 1-mile fun run for us, and we're really chuffed about that. It sounds exciting, and it's the first time we've had something like this. And also, we can always use volunteers. We can use volunteers to help us to disperse information out into the public, to help us with transportation, as we don't have any public transportation here. Many times survivors or their children need assistance getting to the doctor, getting to school, or other things, just picking up groceries and things like that. So if we have volunteers available, that helps us out enormously. Also, just with plain out clerical things and helping us keep up the shelter, those sorts of things. We can always use somebody to mow the lawn, those sorts of things. So volunteers are very, very welcomed, and they not only help us, of course, they help the survivors, and they help people to, by supporting the agency, they support people being able to stay in a safe environment, and also to move out of these environments into hopefully households that will be safe then afterwards.
Well, I for one certainly appreciate all the work you guys do. It's a great service to our community that you guys are working on, and again this month in particular. But you're all year round. You guys provide an excellent service. The fine workers with Doves, the shelter you guys have. We wish you good luck in helping these people out.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Once again, Caroline Abreau with Doves is joining us this morning. We've still got about a minute and a half left. Is there anything that you would like to add?
Well, I will say that the mayor is going to be reading his proclamation declaring October Domestic Violence Awareness Month at the City Council meeting next Monday evening at the Arts Center.
That's just one more on the list of proclamations that have been released so far, right?
Yes, I have a copy here of the proclamation from Bobby Jindal and also the one from President Obama. So we are clearly declared a Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Always a pleasure to have you. Coming up later this week, we will have, hopefully, folks from the Chamber of Commerce joining us live on the air for AM Natchitoches. We'll also have Open Mic Friday this Friday, October 8th. You don't want to miss that. AM Natchitoches every morning between 8:30 and 9. Mondays and Fridays, your chance to call in and take part in the show. Tuesday through Thursday, we bring the community to you guys. You can listen more online at www.1450knocradio.com by clicking on the archive button.